Jacob Reed had worked at Lincoln High School for 22 years. Every morning before the sun rose, he unlocked the rusted metal doors of the gymnasium, filled the mop bucket, and began his quiet ritual, sweeping away the footprints of yesterday. His uniform was simple, a faded gray shirt with a name patch barely hanging on, and scuffed brown boots that had seen better decades. The hallway lights buzzed softly as he moved from one corridor to the next, unnoticed, invisible. Students passed him every day. Some offered polite nods, others not so kind. "Hey, old man, where'd you get those shoes?" "The museum?" A group of boys once joked near the lockers. Their laughter echoed down the hall. Jacob didn't flinch. He never did. He simply smiled, tightened his grip on the broom, and kept sweeping. Because he knew something they didn't. Every Friday and Sunday night, while most people settled into warm homes, Jacob's real work began. He would pull into a small grocery store parking lot near 5th Street just before 7 p.m. With the trunk of his old pickup filled with food containers, thermal blankets, and winter jackets. He made his way under the Jefferson Bridge, a place the city often ignored. There, tucked beneath concrete and steel, lived people with stories too heavy for headlines. And Jacob knew every name. He greeted them like family. "Evening, Marta. Got that chicken stew you liked," he'd say, handing over a steaming container. For him, this wasn't charity, this was community. Every penny he saved, from fixing old toilets, scrubbing graffiti, and mopping up cafeteria spills, went into feeding the forgotten. No one knew, not the teachers, not the principal, not even the people he helped knew who he truly was. Lisa Chen had never spoken to Jacob beyond a passing thank you at school. A senior at Lincoln, she was editor of the school's online journal and known for her curiosity, the kind that asked questions even teachers feared. One icy December night after late volleyball practice, Lisa realized she'd left her phone on the bleachers. The school was dark and locked, but Mr. Carter, the security guard, knew her well enough to let her in. As she hurried down the hallway, past the gym, she caught a glimpse of Jacob by the rear exit. He was loading large boxes into his truck. Odd, she thought. It was almost 9 p.m. She watched as he gently packed containers and thick blankets with a precision that suggested routine. Then he drove off. Curiosity took over. She followed, quietly, carefully. What she saw under that bridge made her stop in her tracks. Jacob, the janitor with the torn shoes, was feeding over 30 people, hugging them, listening to them, smiling like he belonged there. Tears welled up in Lisa's eyes as she pulled out her phone and hit record. The video she posted the next morning was only 78 seconds long, but by noon it had over 4 million views. By evening, it was everywhere. News anchors shared the footage with trembling voices. Radio shows replayed his quote, "Kindness doesn't need fancy clothes. It just needs a willing heart." Talk shows debated, how many Jacobs live among us? Reporters camped outside Lincoln High. Teachers wept. Students who once mocked him walked through the halls in shame, their laughter silenced. But Jacob, he stayed the same, still sweeping the floors, still smiling, still feeding the bridge. The school board held a ceremony in his honor. To Mr. Jacob Reed, who taught us all that true service wears no uniform. He was handed a golden plaque, a lifetime gift card to the local grocery store, and a brand new truck. But Jacob shook his head. "I don't need a new truck," he said gently. "But if I may, could we turn that gift card into food boxes instead?" The auditorium fell silent. Then applause erupted, thunderous, unending. Soon, food drives began. The bridge received visits from students, parents, and faculty. One young man, the same who once called Jacob old man, asked to join him one night. "I'd like to learn how you do it," he said, unable to meet Jacob's eyes. Jacob smiled, patted his back, and replied, "By not doing it for the likes." Months later, Jacob was interviewed by a national network. The host, visibly emotional, asked, "Why didn't you tell anyone what you were doing?" Jacob chuckled softly. "Because the point was never to be seen. It was to make them feel seen." The host paused. "What made you start?" Jacob looked down. "My daughter, Mia, she passed away at 9 cancer. But before she died, she said something I'll never forget. She said, "Daddy, if I go first, please give my blanket to someone who's cold." He cleared his throat. I started with one blanket. Her blanket. The camera zoomed in on Jacob's tearful eyes, and the nation wept with him. After the story aired, schools around the country reached out. They wanted Jacob to speak, to students, to teachers, to leaders. But